You know, some days in tech they change everything. They're these hinge moments that completely redefine what comes next. And April 2nd, 2026, it was definitely one of those days. It was the day the AI industry made a bunch of moves that would ripple out and directly affect all of our lives. This quote right here really nails the huge shift that happened. The big idea of the day was this thing called vertical integration. Basically, it wasn't enough anymore to just have a clever AI model. The biggest companies out there realized that to really truly lead, they had to control every single piece of the puzzle, from the chips the AI runs on to the software and even the rules that keep it safe.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. Because when these companies own the entire system, they're not just building cool products anymore. They're building the basic infrastructure for our modern world. So the real question for you and me is, how does this massive power play actually affect us?
On that one day, 5 huge announcements dropped, and every single one has a direct impact on your life. We're going to break down how your everyday tools are getting a massive upgrade, how you can finally keep your most sensitive data truly private, why the Wild West of AI is pretty much over, what's being done so your digital world doesn't just crash, and finally, how your actual workday is changing forever.
Okay, let's dive into the first big change. This all kicked off with Microsoft deciding it was time to stop relying so heavily on partners like OpenAI and start bringing its AI development in-house.
You can see the simple before and after right here. Before, Microsoft leaning on its partners meant higher costs and fewer options specifically designed for you. But by building their own AI from scratch, they can bring down prices, weave it directly into the software you already use, and give you more choices. Really, this whole move is about making top-notch AI accessible to everyone.
And here's what that actually looks like. Microsoft rolled out this new family of AI models called MAI. There's one for transcription that's 2.5 times faster, another for voice that actually sounds natural and can convey emotion, and a brand new image generator that's already considered one of the best in the world.
So what this all boils down to is that the software you probably have open on your computer right now, Windows, PowerPoint, all of it, is getting a massive built-in upgrade. AI isn't some clunky add-on anymore. It's becoming this smart, core part of how you get things done every day. All right, let's shift to the next big announcement from that day. This one came from Google, and it's a huge deal for anyone who cares about their privacy.
Google released something called an open weight model. Now, the easiest way to think about it is this. Instead of sending your private files or sensitive info up to some company server in the cloud to use their AI, you can now download their super powerful AI and run it right there on your own computer. Your data never has to leave your device. This is the real game changer. For years, the trade-off was clear. If you wanted to use the best AI, you had to give up some privacy. You had to upload financial records, secret work documents, you name it. But with Google's new Gemma 4 model, that fundamental trade-off is finally starting to go away. You can now get that same top-tier, frontier-level smarts running totally locally on your own machine. Just imagine analyzing sensitive company plans or your own private medical info with a world-class AI, all while it stays completely offline and secure. That's the new reality this opens up.
Now, as AI gets more powerful and really woven into our lives, the stakes get a lot higher. And that brings us to a major warning about safety and rules that basically signals the end of AI's Wild West phase. The research firm Gartner put out a pretty sobering report. They predicted that by the end of 2026, we'd see over 2,000 legal claims filed across the globe related to AI failures, everything from safety issues to fatal errors. They even came up with a name for it: death by AI claims.
This pretty grim prediction really marks a turning point. We are officially moving out of the experimental, anything-goes phase and into a new era of governance. What that means is companies can't just release powerful AI into the world anymore. They're going to have to prove it's safe and reliable just to get insurance, let alone sell it to you.
And honestly, this is great news for you. As AI takes on more critical roles in your car, your healthcare, and your finances, this new pressure for safety means the products you depend on will have to be way more trustworthy and rigorously tested before they ever get to you.
Okay, so all of this powerful, safe, and private AI needs one more critical thing: a massive and reliable source of power. And that leads us to the fourth big story of the day: a huge upgrade to the very foundation our digital world is built on.
So, IBM and the chip designer ARM announced a major partnership, and their goal is probably best explained with this analogy.
They want to make the AI systems that run crucial parts of your life, like your bank or the local hospital, as stable and dependable as the electrical grid. It just has to work. No excuses.
But this isn't just about being reliable, it's also about being efficient. AI uses a staggering amount of electricity. This partnership is all about creating new, specialized chips that slash that energy cost, making this whole AI revolution more sustainable and, frankly, cheaper to run.
So the real takeaway here for your life is stability. By making the core infrastructure more reliable and efficient, these companies are seriously cutting down the risk of AI blackouts. Failures in the critical systems we now count on every single day.
All right, let's get to the final piece from April 2nd. And this one might be the most personal of all. We've talked about your tools, your data, and your safety. Now let's talk about your job.
On this day, Cisco put out a report that confirmed what many of us have started to feel. Our work teams aren't just made up of people anymore. They're becoming blended teams, where we work right alongside AI agents and automated systems to get our jobs done better.
And the impact is already mind-blowing. The report found that in companies using this kind of AI automation, employees are saving, on average, over 3 hours every single day. And that's not some far-off promise. It's happening right now.
So where is this incredible gift of time coming from? Well, it's from the slow death of busy work. All those tedious, repetitive tasks that just drain your energy? Shuffling files around, trying to schedule a meeting with 10 different people, or that mind-numbing data entry. AI agents are now starting to take over that headache for us.
And this brings us to the final and most important question that April 2nd, 2026 really left us with. All these changes, smarter tools, more secure data, safer systems, a more automated workplace, they're all coming together to give us something incredibly valuable back, our time. So as AI handles more and more of the noise, the real question is, what are you going to do with the signal?